Welcome to Developing Palates. This review recap is brought to you by J.C. Newman. Founded in 1895 by Julius Caesar Newman, J.C. Newman Cigar Company is the oldest family-owned premium cigar maker in America. J.C. Newman rolls its El Reloj, factory throwouts, and Trader Jack's cigars by hand-operated vintage cigar machines at its historic cigar factory in Tampa, Florida. It also hand-rolls its Brick House, Perla del Mar, El Baton, and Quorum cigars at the J.C. Newman Pinza Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown, Maximus, Julius Caesar, and Black Diamond cigars are handmade at Tabacalera A Fuente in the Dominican Republic. With its longtime partners, the Fuente family, the Newmans founded the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, which supports low-income families in the Dominican Republic with education, healthcare, vocational training, and clean water. Learn more by visiting jcnewman.com. Hello, everyone. Aaron Loomis here from the Ventura Cigar Company studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu and Seth Geis. How you guys doing?
Doing well. I was muted, and then I was like, "Shit, that was fast, man." Yeah. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. What about you, Jiunn?
Yeah, how you doing, Jiunn?
I honestly, not that good. I had diarrhea for like 3 days straight recently. I'm not even kidding.
Great start.
Fantastic.
All right. So on that note, we are talking about the Bombay Tobak MQBA Diadem. It's a Diadema 7x56. Comes out of the Tobaccos de Costa Rica factory in Costa Rica. Wrapper, binder, filler, all from Ecuador. Blended by Mel Shaw. Price point is $16.60, and the cigar was released in October of 2018. So with all that out of the way, Jiunn, what was your smoking experience like?
This is one of those like Bombay Tobak mild offerings. I feel like none of the cigars are really like heavy or like strong, but this is definitely falls within the regular kind of line of like mild strength, medium body kind of a delivery. So in terms of the actual flavors, first couple of thirds, it was average for me. Sharp cedar, medium body cream. When I retrohaled, I got some more out of it, like some baking spices, on and off, like a cream bright cherry aspect to it. That was good. It was just unfortunate that it wasn't so consistent. It wasn't through like the whole profile. The cigar didn't really get good for me, surprisingly, until the last third. I felt like I got more out of it. I got some like nuttiness out of it, some minerals, some tannins to accompany that existing sharp cedar medium body cream. So I thought the last third was the best part. In terms of the construction, I thought both were very good. So just one notch below, perfection, which is still really, really good. The only thing I didn't think was all that was kind of a point deduction, I guess, was in terms of the burn. I got some flaky ashes out of it. In terms of the draw, I thought it was a little tight for my liking, but nonetheless, very good construction.
How about you, Seth?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought the first third really started out really lovely. I was getting some nutty sweetness. I was also getting like this little buttery popcorn quality, which is enjoyable. And then I was getting some hints of leather with some like sweet tobacco. Really medium in body and strength was kind of more the mild medium side. Getting into the second third, there was some transitioning. I was getting some sweet spice flavors, some tobacco, cedar, some coffee and cream. It was really actually the cool thing about it was, you can always sometimes, whenever you pick up the coffee and cream, this was really one of those, like, you could pick up the coffee and you could really pick up the cream. And I know that doesn't really make sense. People are like, no shit, but you could really pick up that cream and you could really pick up that coffee.
You must be coffee and cream.
So, but it was just medium in terms of strength and body in the second third. Final third was really similar to that of second third. There's some cedar, sweet spice and tobacco flavors, little sweet tobacco, nutty. So it was medium strength and body, really good. The burn was solid, really kind of fantastic from start to finish. And I thought the draw was just enough resistance to make the flavors really pop, and at the same time provide a cool smoking experience. So it was well-made smoke. How about you, A-Rod?
So the cigar started out with toasted wood, hay, cream, mild dull black pepper. A little further in, the cream and the black pepper started fading away. Kind of leaves that toasted wood in the hay. About 1.5 inches in, the flavor profile kind of remained the same from the return of some black pepper. That kind of extended onto the retrohale. About 2 inches in, slight char joined the toasted wood. And as the first third was wrapping up, profile was toasted and charred wood. A little bit of cream had rejoined to go along with the hay and the mild black pepper. Strength was slightly below medium. Then the second third, char drops out from the toasted wood while the hay, the light cream, and the black pepper still were there. About 1.5 inches in, there are really no changes going on. Retrohale still shows that toasted wood, hay, light cream, and pepper. And strength was slightly below medium still. And then the final third, char returns to the profile. About 1/2 inch in, char is taken over the toasted note. Kind of goes along with the wood. So a little bit of mustiness kind of behind it as the hay left the profile as well. About 1.5 inches, retrohale is fairly smooth with the musty wood. And sort of kind of wraps up with that same charred wood and mustiness, and strength remains at that slightly below medium mark. In regards to construction, burn was slightly wavy, but didn't ever need any attention. Ash held on 1.5 inch increments, and the draw was a little tighter than I prefer, but it didn't really cause any issues with the smoking experience for me. So Jiunn, overall thoughts on this one?
It was average experience for me. I think the biggest flaw, so I think stuff that comes out of Bombay Tobak is either there's not enough complexities, it's too light, and just not enough flavors, or it's, hey, I feel like it hit it just right. So for instance, on this cigar, I thought the biggest lack was complexities for me. I mean, most of the cigar was sharp cedar, like a medium body creaminess, and it's not enough. I think especially when you're talking about a like diadema shape like this, this is a special vitola, so and it's often attributed to special release kind of cigars. And especially when you use this kind of a shape of cigars, like it needs to be complex. I mean, you're smoking through so many, ratios of the different tobaccos throughout the cigar. So in my opinion, it should be complex. It should be transitions. But it wasn't that for me at all. And that's why I ultimately thought it was a mediocre experience.
How about you, Seth? What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, it's kind of the actual complete opposite of what Jiunn said. I thought it was just really enjoyable. I thought it just had the nice little bit of complexity for the blend. The transitioning was nice. It was a really well-made cigar. I mean, Jiunn's right. The Diadema is a special vitola, so I think you need to have a really good blend with it. And I think this blend really worked with it. And I think how did I describe it? It was almost like it's like a elegant introductionary cigar. It's like a really special occasion cigar for the inexperienced. That's kind of how I worded it, which may be weird, but that's how I looked at it.
No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the first third, but it just seemed to kind of continue that same profile throughout without much transition or anything like that. And, with the cigar of this size, to kind of keep your attention, you kind of need a little bit of movement, I think, to kind of keep things fresh and keep the attention from waning. But is that, hefty price tag to this cigar? I know it's a special shape. It's quite long. You get a long smoking experience from it. So there's some value there. I just wasn't wowed by it. We have there's some other vitolas for this. I'm interested in trying those to see if they how they smoke. Maybe the profile is, the sweet spot's in a different one for me, maybe for you, Jiunn. So I'm interested in doing that. I'm probably not going to return to this. I mean, price point's a little bit, too much for the experience I had. But if I, find a winner, one of the other vitolas, then definitely I could see it. I mean, I enjoy a lot of the MBA and Bombay Tobak stuff, so it's not like this is a brand I kind of stay away from. I do like a lot of their offerings. So let's get into the scores. Seth, you were number one at 7.37.
Number one.
Jiunn and I were tied exactly at 5.85. So Seth, go ahead.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably no. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that score. No, it's. I think it's for how I described it. I think it's good. I don't smoke a lot of the Bombay stuff. I don't smoke a lot of his stuff. But I did smoke these offerings, and I enjoyed that. It's actually, I think, one of the first Bombay offerings that I actually have liked. So that's saying something. So yeah, it was a little Davidoff-esque in the appearance, but
Yep.
so be it.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, Jiunn, 5.85.
Yeah, I think the cigar looks beautiful. It's got definitely that Davidoff-esque kind of a presentation going on. Beautiful wrapper, beautiful band, classic, right? So,
Yep.
but in terms of smoking experience, I mean, this is another one of those, Bombay Tobacco in which I thought it didn't deliver, and especially at the price point. I mean, no way. I mean, maybe I definitely won't get a trip out of this. Seth, you might.
Where's this trip? Oh, down to Costa Rica, as Coop says.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Money can't buy me
I would have
love,
the same
man.
experience with Jiunn. I thought it was a slightly above average flavor profile, really good construction. But yeah, I think just in this format, I'm expecting a little bit more. I almost kind of harken back to our Hamlet discussion.
This was better. Oh god, this is better. Hamlet's was like, whoa.
No, I agree. This is better than Hamlet's, but we're talking about this special size and kind of what the expectations are for something like this, kind of thing like that. So, but yeah, I definitely want to smoke the other Vitolas. I just want to see what the experience is like, maybe in a different, maybe in a Parejo format, and just kind of see what that gives. But we'll see.
The long tail's good.
Yeah,
the long tail's good.
Any other thoughts from this one on you guys? All right.
Don't do drugs.
All right. If you just catch this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpals.com. Follow us on all the social media channels. You can catch all of our review recaps, easy for me to say, on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Get a jewel.